Mental health is not a taboo. Hey, I'm not okay. I'm struggling. I feel like my mental health is taking a dip. I feel like I'm having thoughts where I feel like life is not worth living. Just because you're African, just because you go to church, help exists. You don't have to suffer alone. Hi guys, welcome back to the Primrose channel. I'm Primrose and this is your safe space for healing, self-care and rediscovery. Today I want to talk about something that is very close to my heart and honestly, something that we don't talk about enough. Mental health is not a taboo. So many people are struggling internally. Some are showing up for work, for church, they're showing up for their families, but internally they're struggling a battle that they don't even talk about, or the battle that they feel like they can't talk about. And what's even more painful is that some of these people are living in the same house, under the same roof, but they still feel ashamed to just tell someone that, I'm not okay. Today, I want to break that silence. People right now who are dealing with depression, anxiety, dark thoughts, voices, they're suffering alone. Why? Because of shame, because of judgment, because of society, because of the status. Sometimes culture and family makes people feel like if you're having a mental health, this is something that you should be ashamed of, or this is something that wouldn't be discussed, or this is something that should be hidden. Hey, I'm not okay. I'm struggling. I feel like my mental health is taking a dip. I feel like I'm having thoughts where I feel like life is not worth living. Sometimes people are even scared just to say, look, I'm scared of my own thoughts. And that's exactly what it is. Our mind has a way of taking us to a place where it can be very scary, to a place where we feel like we are not able to have any sort of control of ourselves. Everyone has mental health. Every single one of us struggles mentally one way or another. Just as how everybody has different physical health issues, that's the same as mental health. We all have different personalities, we have different ways of thinking, different ways of processing life and of dealing with life. We all have gone through some traumatic events in life which has shaped us how we are right now or how we show up in life in general. Just because you're past every Sunday does not mean you cannot struggle with mental health. Now someone right now might be watching and saying, well, it's spiritual, well, it's demonic. I agree, some people might see it that way, but that is exactly where the problem is. And this is why we have a lot of people who are scared or who feel judged just to open up to share their experiences, because they need to feel like, oh, you're not praying hard enough. Having this sort of mindset has made a lot of people walk around undiagnosed, untreated and suffering simply because they're afraid of being judged. It is powerful. Prayer is powerful. Mental health struggles are not a sign of weak faith. You can love God deeply and still need professional help. Believe in God and still suffer with depression and anxiety. And one thing I'm very proud about my sister is that she was an advocate for mental health. Even though she lost her struggles to mental health, she was an advocate. She really spoke highly on her social media about seeking help, and that showed just how brave she was. Even in her time of struggling herself, she was still able to recognize that other people out there might also be struggling and they might not have any knowledge of where to go for help. If you're watching this and what I'm saying resonates with you, if you've been struggling with depression, anxiety, PTSD, or feeling overwhelmed, this is what I want you to do. First, pray. Ask God to give you strength. Ask Him to help you to fight whatever that is trying to steal your joy. Book an appointment. Be honest, be transparent. GP is there to help you and help you signpost you to the right services that are able to help you with whatever you're struggling with. And I want to say this clearly, it's not always medication. I feel like a lot of people, once they hear, oh, if you're struggling, call your GP. If you're struggling with your mental health, call your GP. And people often think, oh, that means I'm going to be put on different type of medication. No, that is never the case. That is not the case most of the time. Sometimes you would discover that you've been carrying years of unhealed trauma, PTSD, postnatal depression, anxiety, stress that has built up over time. And now it's showing up in ways that feels frightening and overwhelming. Help exists. You don't have to suffer alone. I especially want to speak to women and mothers. Postnatal depression is real. It doesn't almost happen immediately after childbirth. It can develop months or even years later. You might see a mother who is struggling to bond with her newborn baby, a mother feeling lost, disconnected, or overwhelmed. And yes, she stays silent because society tells her, be strong, your baby needs you. But here's the truth. You need you too. Struggling does not make you a bad mother. Asking for help does not make you weak. You deserve support. There are also parents out there with children who have autism or other development needs, but because of shame and societal pressure, they don't seek help. And what happens? Those children grows up to be adults who struggles in relationship, in workspaces, because there was an untreated issue. This isn't about blame. This is about awareness. Early support matters. I'm African, Zimbabwean to be specific. And in many African households, mental health is still treated like a taboo subject. Sometimes we don't talk about it. We need to start having these conversations. Everyone has mental health. Struggling does not make you less African, less Christian, less strong. If you're struggling, please seek help. And if you want more information around how you can access different services centered specifically to what you might be struggling with, you can drop me an email. I am going to write my email in the description box below. It's been nice again having you guys here. If you're new here, hi, and please subscribe, share this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you, but most importantly, God loves you more.